Hi, my name is Melanie Chacon with TooeleTV, and here with me today is Shari Philpott-Marsh, and she is the owner of Radiance Yoga and Healing Arts. Shari, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your practice.
Well, yoga is something that I've been doing for over 20 years, and it's made a huge difference in my life as far as reducing stress and overall leading a healthy lifestyle. So it's something that I just love to share with other people because I think everybody wants to feel good, everybody wants to feel healthy and energized, and a lot of people don't for one reason or another, either because of aging, or they're recovering from injury, or they've just had children. And so yoga is really a way to strengthen the body, become more flexible, reduce stress, and it's just a joy to bring it out to the community.
That's great. And how did you get involved in yoga?
Well, I got involved with yoga when I was 28 years old and not feeling that healthy, feeling just kind of sluggish, stressed, overworked, and somehow I discovered yoga. And in discovering yoga is actually when I realized how stressed out I was because I started having a comparison. At the end of yoga class, I felt so relaxed and wonderful and had felt like I'd never felt that way before. So for me, it was really a wake-up call, and after that, it just became a lifestyle.
That's great. Yeah, and I can completely understand that because I've done yoga and it looks so easy, but when you do it, it really works your muscles. So that's really important. So what's the main benefit of yoga for you and maybe for your students?
Wow, there are so many. Strengthening and flexibility are the two main things for people that are so important, especially the strength building as we're aging is really important. Other things like stress reduction, peace of mind are vital for everybody. I think everybody that I know seems to be running on empty a lot of the time, and so yoga is really a way to replenish that inner vitality, that inner light.
Yeah, we need that, especially at the end of the day.
Because I teach my classes mostly at Meyer and Marsh physical therapy offices. I have a lot of people that are done with physical therapy that are ready to keep strengthening their bodies after recovering from injury or illness. And so yoga provides them kind of a bridge to get their vitality back and get back into their normal activities.
Okay. Well, that's great. Thank you. I am sort of a newcomer to yoga. I've done it before, but can you show me some poses, maybe a couple of your favorite poses or just poses that you think beginners would appreciate?
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Okay.
My students comment that I make the class accessible for all levels of people. So people that are really new can come and be side by side with somebody who's maybe practicing a little while, and it's very adaptable for people. So
That's really good to know.
I'm going to start with a basic lunge. So good, bring your right foot forward.
Okay.
So I'll just talk you through, just like I would students. Slide your left knee back a little bit.
Okay.
And then curl your left toes under.
Okay.
And lift that back knee up. So push that back heel back. And right away we're stretching, we're strengthening, so you can feel that there's some muscle tone. In a class I'm going to give a lot of detail on alignment for safety. So from here, an adaptation would be just to keep the knee down if somebody needs that. But you can lift the knee up, and then ultimately we're going to stand all the way up. So you can come up, you could have hands on hips, or you could take arms all the way overhead. And so we're strengthening the body, we're stretching. You can feel on the left side the hip flexors are getting a deep stretch.
I can feel that.
The right quad is getting a workout. If you take the arms down and back and then reach the spine long, we're getting a nice stretch for the spine, a nice elongation, getting the spinal fluid moving. Then coming back up one more time and back down. Nice job. Plant your hands. And then if you step your feet back side to side, this is plank pose. So a really basic strengthening pose to strengthen core, which is oftentimes where we don't have a lot of strength, especially if we're in recovery from some kind of injury. You can do it with knees down, and then you can come all the way down to your belly. And one of my favorite poses is called Cobra Pose. So if you plant your hands at about the level of your shoulders, it's a gentle press down, almost like you're pulling the heart forward, pushing the tailbone down and moving the shoulders back. You can do this higher up, you can do it lower down, and it's a core strengthener for the back. And a lot of people come to yoga for back issues. Then you can release down and then press into your hands and come all the way back. Push your sitting bones all the way back onto your heels for child's pose. And when you're in child's pose, you just rest the forehead down. This is the way we typically end a yoga class, but we also use it as a counter stretch for different poses, because then you get the back body long, the low back. A lot of people come into yoga with low back sensitivity, so I address each class to what the people need.
Okay, so after those poses, I'm a tiny bit out of breath. So is there anything I should be doing differently?
Well, being out of breath means that you're working the poses, which you want to do.
Right.
And I tell the classes each person needs to go at their own pace. So throughout a class, if you found you were getting really out of breath, I would say back it off a little bit. But you do want the muscles to work. And in yoga, we teach specialized breathing, which I didn't really go into here, but we teach special ways of breathing that really do two different things at once. There's breath that is very invigorating and vitalizing and just floods your body with oxygen, which feels great. And then there are other breaths that we use that are very calming, that help you sleep better at night, that reduce stress and help with flexibility at the same time. So there are a lot of kind of science, yoga science, behind the breath that we use in yoga.
That's great. So we'll have to go to your class to see the full effects. So what results do students really look for? What do they get out of it?
People tell me, and it's so rewarding, when students come back to my classes and say that they're sleeping better at night, they're feeling calmer, they're feeling more peaceful, they're feeling flexibility in their bodies that they haven't felt in years. I've got students that after one class have said, you know, they had major surgery and they had more flexibility now than what they've felt in years, in decades even. And so when I hear the tangible results for people, people are feeling happier, more peaceful, and their bodies work better. It's just the most rewarding thing I can imagine.
Yeah, that's going to make you feel good. Well, I know I feel really great just after those couple of minutes that you showed me. So I can't imagine coming to take one of your classes would be really amazing. So Shari teaches all different age groups. Where can we find your class schedule?
The best thing to do is look on my website. My website is radianceyoga.org. And on there are going to be any of the locations and classes that I'm teaching. There are specialty classes I teach, and I teach mainly at Myron Marsh in town, but there may be other locations that are getting added. I've been asked to teach in Grantsville. I've been asked to teach in Salt Lake City. So whatever gets added, it'll be on the website.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Shari, for joining us today.